Hey guys, Killoren Bensimon with my first podcast called Kkbloves, blah, 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 blah. I have Teddy Bensimon here with me today. Hey Ted, how are you?
Hey Mom, what's up?
Hey, long time no see.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a while.
So anyway, we're super excited. It's quarantine and Teddy and I decided to create this podcast for you guys so we could interview and introduce to you my friends, family, fun,
and food.
So today our podcast is being sponsored by Mrs. Peter's Smokehouse, so thank you so much for that. Teddy and I are both wearing Love Shack Fancy. We are live from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Woo-hoo.
We miss you, New York, so much. Teddy, you miss New York?
I do.
We miss all of our friends. We miss everything about New York, the culture, sports. We miss the Rangers. You miss going to the Rangers the next game in MSG? I know, me too. I did miss it too. I just miss all my friends. I miss being able to go to Soul Cycle. I miss.
But the faster you choose to stay inside, the faster we can get out and see our friends. So it's very, very important for you to stay inside and make sure everyone's being safe, because it's not only going to affect you, but everyone around you. So make sure you're staying quarantined.
I love that, Ted. So also next week on the podcast, I'm going to have some really cool masks for you guys. So when you do go outside, you can wear some really cool, fun masks that are just, fashion forward and a lot of fun. Okay, let's get started, Ted. Come on.
All right, let's get started.
All right.
It's snack o'clock.
What time is it? Oh my God, Ted, it's snack o'clock. Oh my God.
My imaginary watch is snack o'clock.
Are you starving? Let's go.
I'm
It's time.
starving.
First of all, let's talk about meal planning. We always, you're like the food aficionado in the family now.
I love food very much.
So what about the food planning? What is your plan?
My plan is to eat.
Frequently. So we're trying to be health conscious. I'm trying to be strict with you guys, but we're still trying to have fun since we're in quarantine. And you are so good at making food. So what are your tips on how to plan a meal?
Well, I think it's important you have a balance of, really, really healthy, health conscious things, and you could also have things that maybe, it's all about moderation really. I mean, you shouldn't be eating pasta 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. But you can have pasta when you want to have pasta. Pasta happens to be my favorite thing, so I'm not going to give up pasta ever.
Remember your dad used to make that amazing avocado pasta? It's like avocado pasta, like olive oil, salt and pepper. We're going to make that for you guys one day. Not today, but one day. All right, so.
But I think actually I learned a lot of kind of being health, like that balance from my dad, because he's an amazing cook and he has taught me how to, you can still have the foods you enjoy and indulge yourself, but you can also be healthy. And
your dad's French, so he has a kind of a different mindset about how to make food and cook food, and
yes.
He does make really good food, guys. We're gonna get some of those recipes here for you. When Ted and I are feeling gorgeous in the kitchen, we will make some of her dad's famous recipes. Ted, number 2, how do you think quarantine has affected your eating habits, and how do you stay healthy amongst all this?
I think that if I wasn't in Palm Beach, Florida right now, that I would be eating a lot more than I have been, because I think when I'm where there's a backyard, we can sit outside, I can be outside, so I'm not focused on just sitting inside and being like, I'm bored. Fridge.
Right. But I feel like, living in New York, it's so easy just to order things and having things delivered on Uber Eats, and I feel like you do a lot more ordering there than here. You're more interested in what we're having for lunch and what we're having for dinner, and you're super proactive about making good choices for everyone here.
Yeah, also in New York, I can, if I want a coffee, I can get up and leave and go get a coffee. If I want
you can go across
a salad
the street.
caramel, I can get one across the street. But here, I can't drive, don't at me.
You don't have your driver's license. You can drive, we just don't have your driver's license. Let's talk about driving, Ted. Because you really love to steer, but you just don't like using the gas.
I don't even know which one is the gas, honestly.
Okay, that is a problem.
If you put me in a car.
You guys, we were in Bridgehampton driving back from the barn. I'm like, Ted, hop in the truck and drive down the street. She's like, okay, let's do it. She's there, steering, but no gas. She's like, which one is it? I'm like, what do you mean?
And you were like, get out of the car.
She's like, I'm left-handed. I'm like, I know you are. Get out of the car.
But I'm
This
also
is like
left
danger.
foot. Like my left foot is my dominant foot, so I want to use my left foot for whatever one is the left one or the right one. I have literally no clue which one is this one or that one. But I mean, I will learn how to drive
At some point.
at some point.
Okay, good. Let's get, okay, so home cooked or restaurants? Which one do you like better?
I love me some like El Molino Mr. Chow moment.
So that means restaurants.
But
Who doesn't love El Molino, Mr. Chow? You're sounding so bougie. I'm like, my favorite's like Chick-fil-A. You're like El Molino. Ted.
Oh, and crispy rice from Nobu.
Crispy rice from Nobu is delicious. We miss all of those amazing restaurants in New York City.
But the faster you stay inside, the longer you stay inside, the faster I can get back out and get to Nobu.
So it's all about Ted and her.
My crispy rice.
She's going to come after you if you go outside. I'm
I
telling you.
swear.
She's just going to be like, you are impeding my ability to eat crispy rice. Okay, have your food taste changed, Ted?
Definitely. Remember when I used to not want to eat? I used to be like, afraid of guacamole. I have this theory that I've told many people about.
You had fear?
I
Fear of the guac?
insane fear of the guac.
Don't fear the guac.
Fear of like the avocado in general. But
Why?
it's
Because it's green or like...
when I was younger, I would not eat guacamole or anything.
Well, you were on the
I would
white
have-
diet. Everything was white, so you weren't really...
I would eat chips and dip them in sour cream. I wouldn't even have salsa. I was like, I don't even want to deal with whatever that is. However, you said, Teddy, just try it once. You're gonna love it because you literally eat. She'll eat like guacamole with a side of chip. That's what you. That's how I.
No, I eat guacamole with... I do love chips, but
No,
you know,
but
my
like, if you're gonna
thighs don't
eat
love
it,
chips. So I have it, and
You
I
like
eat
have
like...
so much guacamole on your thing. Like, you could like eat guacamole with a spoon.
True
So I'm
story.
like seeing you do it. I'm like that looks so gross.
I eat
like,
I
really
eat
do
avocado with salt and pepper for lunch. I love that. When I like snack on the run, yeah, it's delicious. And
Well,
it's so good for
avocado
you.
is not my favorite thing ever. When I
So
was
you had a
younger,
fear of the avo. Now
You
you
said,
love the
Teddy,
avo.
dip it in. So I did it in like this. I took the chip, dip it in, and it was like a light coating. And do you remember that?
Yes, she'd be like,
And then I tried it, and I was like, all right, not that bad. I honestly, I literally couldn't even taste it because I was so little. Oh my thing.
I have to digress. I'm looking at my nails. Teddy did paint my fingernails, so she painted them with SE Fiji. Teddy, show your nails because they look so good.
Oh, mine are horrendous.
No, they're so cute. Show them. No, she won't show them. But anyway, she did my nails and her nails, so thank you so much for that, Fred. All right, let's get started. We've
But I
got
feel
so much
like
more to talk about, Rabbit. What?
I feel like you have always been, like, I feel like as long as I've known you, which is my whole life, 'cause you're my mom,
That sounds weird. I mean, as long as I've known you, but like I don't know you.
I've known you more than anyone I've known in my life.
Yeah.
I've known you forever.
Forever.
It feels like I've known you forever. It's
Oh
like
my
I've
God.
known you my whole life.
All right, so what were you saying?
But you've been pretty health conscious besides like the occasional
Sunday
calamari
fun
or
day.
like chicken
Oh.
wing.
I know. True story.
But usually you're
Calamari
very
and chicken wing. Oh my God, you guys, those are my like. I
buffalo chicken. Don't even get her started on that.
don't even get me started. I
But
could just be like.
You just are. You've always been very health conscious and just very. I feel like you have a very strict diet and you're very restrictive about what you can eat because you were very cautious. And I was wondering if you've always been like that, and if not, what caused you to make this change?
What changed? What changed? So, you know, when I was younger, I was a big swimmer, and we had a really strict diet because my coach wanted us to be lean but really strong. So we ate a lot of protein, but more of a strict diet. However, there were moments when I was like indulging in the donuts. I actually was quite an entrepreneur when I was young because my
I heard about that donut
parents
story.
were busy, and my dad would drive me to swim team and drop me off, and I would make money on the side by selling donuts and coffee to the moms that were watching the swim meets. So I was very entrepreneurial at a very young age, and I made a lot of money selling donuts.
You're like, I have a 2 a.m. in 3 minutes, but if you want this chocolate donut, go for it.
True story. Done. It's like, yeah, it's like $1. It was like 25 cents. So that I was not only, but you know, you have to be careful when you're in business because you can't, you know.
You can't eat merchandise.
True story, which I was doing a lot of. So
No, like
I was,
Kelly Carbo the night before, you're like,
So I was like-
before.
I was making money and gaining weight at the same time, which is also really great. So I then switched gears. When I was a model, there was all these like crazy diets, and people were like eating all this. People weren't eating, or they were like throwing up, or they were doing like all these really bad things. It was kind of freaking me out. And
well, that's really, really dangerous and super unhealthy. And
well, it ruins the enamel in your teeth. It ruins your metabolism. It ruins your skin.
It's horrible
really bad.
for you. I mean, it's
and really bad for your mindset.
Yeah, I mean, I think that everyone's bodies are beautiful, and no matter no one looks like the Victoria's Secret models. Like, I don't look like that, but I don't let that. I mean, everyone gets insecure sometimes, but I think it's important to remember that you are beautiful, and you don't need to fit this norm that everyone has put on you, because everyone's body's different, and everyone's beautiful.
Well, I mean, I tell the story when I wrote the book, I Can Make You Hot, like how I just had you, and I gained 55 pounds with Teddy, and
I did that.
I wanted to continue breastfeeding, but some people, when they breastfeed, they lose weight. Some people, when they breastfeed, they gain weight. So I had 40 pounds on me that I could not get rid of. And
You're welcome.
I was a little curvy and, comfy in all the wrong places, and I thought, and your dad was shooting Madonna, and she was like, oh my God, I just had a baby like 2 days before Kelly, and I am doing all these yoga positions, and I was freaking out. So I was, not feeling great about myself. I was even more insecure, and now that there was even more pressure because Madonna had a child, also Elle McPherson, those two had children at the same time that I had given birth, and it was very, it made me feel really bad about myself.
Well, I look insecure.
But I loved you. I wouldn't let anyone touch you. I took you everywhere. I wouldn't even let you go on a stroller.
I feel like when I see those Victoria's,
there
was like one Victoria's Secret model who she was pregnant and she still had abs, and I was like, how do I look like this and I'm not pregnant and you look like that and you're
spray
pregnant?
tan. You can get a spray tan. You can get a spray tan again.
It's literally fully like she's literally got. She's like her stomach's rock hard and she's like 8 months pregnant. I'm like, I'm 0 months pregnant and I look like I'm 9.
But that's also her job, so you have to be mindful of that. Girls that have those kind of body types are models, and a lot of them, some of them, really watch their weight. Some of them are thin naturally, and they're blessed. But that's their job, and that's one thing. I think it's important for you to understand that you have a beautiful body, and that I love that you recognize that. But it really bothers me when a lot of people, in the past, a lot of people have made all these, things about models being stupid, models being anorexic, models having all these issues, and modeling is just a job, just like any other job. And
I think you have to be very, if you want to be successful in the modeling world, you can't be an idiot. You have to be very smart.
You cannot go out, you cannot overeat, you cannot stay out late, you are traveling all over the world all by yourself. It's not like you have a posse of 10, you're not like J-Lo. It's like you're just by yourself, getting in an airplane, meeting new people all the time, that, there's...
I think you're expected to be this kind
of
person.
There's a language barrier almost all the time, so you're spending a lot. You're very introverted, and then you're expected to be on when people say on, and then off when they tell you off. It's not what people talk. What they say it is. It's not all glamour and lights, cameras, and makeup artists. It's a lot. It's getting to that point. There's only, there's a very few that are actually work and make money doing it. So it's you're such a little boy, I love you. All right, let's get started. What's up? What else, Ted? What else? By the way, thank you, Mrs. Peters, right? Thank you, Mrs. Peters, for this amazing dip.
Madame Peter?
Wait, stop touching the food, because we are going to... No,
pancake.
Madame Peter does not want you to touch those, because... Well, do you want to talk about this?
Oh, we have a little...
Let's finish up.
...recipe for you.
We do.
And... it's using Mrs. Peters' smokehouse smoked salmon fish dip. There are multiple different kinds of wahoo, mahi, there's a bunch of different things. You got tuna, I'm pretty sure. But salmon is the one we're going to be using today. With smoked salmon and a little bit of dill.
And we're going to use some of the mermaid salt, which is unbelievable.
Oh, and don't forget little pancakes.
Ted made the pancakes for you guys.
They're a little bit wonky, but you know what?
They're perfect. They're perfect. Actually, this one's trying to yell at me a pancake. I don't know what's going on.
That one is not, we're not going to show that one.
Yeah, we won't show that. Well, we can show it to you if you guys want. This is the one that's yelling at me. This is he's screaming at me. It's just being like, oh my God, Kelly, this is such a great podcast. Blah, 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 blah. Can I have the napkin, please?
Yeah.
So wait, Ted, let's finish it up. So,
Here, Ted, a napkin. No, we can.
so you're craving the foods. We talked about that.
Well,
When
my
you start
eating
cooking-
habits, I feel like.
who are your favorite chefs? Apart from your father,
Oh.
your dad, and grandma.
I grew up watching Chef Amberell. Icon. Living legend. But I
What
think
was it
that,
like when you met her at the Ranger game? Were you like panicking?
No, I just was like, hey.
And inside you were like, oh,
I was like, make me food.
make me food. No. What about Ina Garten? What about her? How do you know her?
I don't know her,
You don't?
personally.
You never met her?
I love Barefoot.
You never met Ina Garten when you were a little rabbit?
I did meet Ina Garten when I was a little rabbit, apparently. But I
You
love.
don't remember going to Barefoot Contessa when you were little?
I don't remember a lot of things, okay? My memory's.
You have selective memory.
I have selective memory. No, you know what? If I met Ina Garten, I would definitely select to remember her. I think I was a little too young to remember.
You were too young, but she had a restaurant in the Hamptons called, not a restaurant, she had it was a deli takeout coffee shop in the Hamptons called Barefoot Contessa, and everybody used to go there in the morning. And she used to make these green snow peas with this soy sauce and sesame
I love
seed.
snow
It
peas.
was so delicious.
But I
Oh
love
my God.
Wolfgang Puck.
You love Wolfgang Puck.
I really do love Wolfgang Puck. I think that his food is insane. And I love Gordon Ramsay. One, because he's hilarious.
And two?
I feel like if he met me, he would.
If you have one,
Yeah,
you give it two.
I feel like he'd get really. I feel like he'd be really nice, but I feel like if I made a mistake, I'd be scared. I'd be like, ooh.
He'd be like, you don't get. Oh my God. Okay, so what is the process for these little bellinis? We're making bellinis. Do you know what a bellini is, Ted?
Yes.
What is a bellini?
This. I
So
only
in
heard
France-
a drink, really. I'm sorry.
No, this is not a bellini with an E. This is bellini with an L. So what they usually do in France is that they take these pancakes and then
These are
they
homemade by Teddy
put-
Bensimon.
Then they put
You see how
they put like creme fraiche, and then they put bellinis. I mean, they put so bellini, creme fraiche, and then caviar. Bellini, creme fraiche, and caviar. So no, that's a lot. That's like
I got excited.
no. It's like a tiny bit. Okay, come on, you can put this one. Here we go.
I got
Go ahead.
nervous.
Go ahead.
I jumped
Put on
the
this
gun,
one.
guys. I jumped the gun. I'm sorry.
That's
You know,
like too much. It's like
Nobody's
put it on here.
perfect.
The one thing, there's a couple things about Mrs. Peters that we love. So it's non-GMO, great for the keto diet, low
And
carb.
I happen to be lactose intolerant,
So am I.
and I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh.
And
Okay, let's build it.
And
Do you want to put some
okay.
salt and pepper on it or no?
Well, I'm doing this.
Okay, go.
So basically, I
You can
can't
take
have
half.
dairy.
Mm-hmm.
It makes my tummy hurt.
You want salt and pepper?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Of this mermaid salt. It's so good.
Why is it so good?
I don't know, it's just a little bit great.
What does it taste like?
Amazing.
It has in it, it's great for fish, chicken, pork, and beef. It's
It's a
got
great
pepper,
seasoning.
paprika, thyme,
Just a little bit.
onion, garlic. It is just so good. And the packaging is so cute. They smoke everything at Mrs. Peters, but mermaids. I love that. Do you need pepper? Okay, you have that.
And I
Okay.
just put a little bit of dill in
All
there.
right, then you put that on top like that, and then you go to the next one. Put your
Isn't
smoked
that
salmon.
one so cute?
It does look so cute.
But what was I saying? I completely forgot. I
We were just talking about Mrs. Peters and the smoked dip.
What's that?
Yeah, and then we were talking about the mermaid salt, which is so good.
Oh, no. I was talking about...
Oh, you know.
I have literally no clue. I just... See, I'm telling you, my memory's messed up, so...
How are the
Barefoot.
online classes? How's it going? Are you like frustrated with it? Are you okay with it?
All right,
Are you
so
missing your friends? Like
online
what's the story?
classes are depressing.
So even though it's snack o'clock, Ted, don't be depressed about that, my little love bug. But this is, even though it's snack o'clock and she's making this little sandwich for you, this is a little bit more than a snack, but it's just a really fun way to, use Mrs. Peters and make with pancakes. It's just very clever and fun, and kids really like it. Adults really like it.
I'm
It's
an
great for
adult, so
grade 4.
I wouldn't know what kids like because I'm an adult.
You know, if you're like, you know, with your
Legally?
family, and you're like, oh my gosh, family,
Oh my gosh, family?
let's have cocktail
Family?
hour in the flame room. Let's have adults only, obviously. No, that's it. That's our sandwich. So if you're, yeah.
I thought we were like stacking them.
Well, we're not gonna. We can make it. Let's not make it higher. Why don't you take a little taste of that, Ted? Take your little family, and you're like, okay, let's go and have club soda and salad, whatever. Club soda and little snacks. It's snack o'clock with our Mrs. Peters smoking stack of smoked salmon, bellinis, and Mrs. Peters. Should we take a taste? You want to take a taste? Or you want me to?
You take a taste. But I was
that is so good.
How I'm lactose intolerant. So I'm lactose intolerant. So
Ted,
Mrs.
take a
Peters
taste.
is great. I can't.
Why?
Because I just ate.
Okay, it's so good. I'm taking another taste.
But I love Mrs. Peters because
Oh my
they
God.
literally, it's dairy free, so
So good.
there's no, if you're lactose intolerant like the girl, there's no dairy in that, so you just go ham.
Go
Like,
ham. What does that mean?
Like, go off, munch into it, whatever.
Non-GMO, gluten-free,
Keto friendly,
keto-friendly,
dairy free,
low
low
carb,
carb,
and all natural.
high protein.
High protein, all natural, and super delicious. And it comes in mahi mahi, wahoo, salmon, shrimp. Did we say shrimp?
Oh, that crab. There's this crab one.
There's a crab one. It's all smoked, you guys, to 183 degrees in their smoker. It's so cool.
I have never been there.
I actually went there and did a video you guys are going to see later on IG. If you follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at Killoren Bensimon. You can follow Ted at, what's your Insta?
You
have
didn't know my Instagram?
Well, you have so many.
I only have one
Your
Instagram.
Finsta, your Rinsta. Is it at Teddy Bensimon?
No. Teddy Bensimon was taken by someone.
Teddy A. Bensimon.
It's at Teddy A. Bensimon. Teddy
A. Bensimon.
Bensimon. There's no E at the end of my last name.
No, it's just an N. But one of the reasons today that we're working with Mrs. Peters is because we are supporting small businesses, and everybody knows that since we're in quarantine that, you know, a lot of people are out of work, and so I really admire all the businesses that are still keeping all of their employees on the payroll and making sure that their families are able to eat during this time. So thank you so much to all the small businesses. Ted, do you have anything else to say about Snack O'Clock? Because we've had so much fun. We've made food. We've talked about your driving. We showed off your nails. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about modeling. We talked about...
We've covered
so much.
so much in this past.
We have so much going on. Next week, we're going to be wearing these masks that are like so over the top. I cannot wait to see them. They're so colorful.
I think the Surgeon General just posted a video about how like you can actually make your own masks.
Right.
These masks are not going to be medically...
Right. You can't. Right. For example, you can't use them if you're a nurse. But if you are leaving the house and going to your local pharmacy or food store and you want to wear a mask, I highly suggest it. And constantly wash your hands with soap and water.
And please, for the love of God, do not touch your face. This? No.
No more touching your face. A lot of my friends are saying on Instagram that they're like, oh my God, I used to touch my face so much, and now I'm not touching my face anymore.
That's the beauty of...
We should do a beauty video too, because you're so good at beauty. You do
Oh,
so...
you're going to say because I'm so pretty.
And you are so pretty.
I am so pretty. So if you're wondering how you can get this gorgeous face, I'm sorry you can't because my two parents already gave it to me.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up, you guys. Thank you so much for Snack O'Clock with Kkbloves, blah, 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 blah. We also have amazing wine from the Hideaway. Their red wines are really, really great. Their white wine, this white wine is delicious. I'm loving it. Again, small businesses, if you are a small business and you want to support Kkbloves, blah, 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 please DM me on Instagram at Killoren Bensimon. And also,
do not DM me.
Let me know what you guys like about our podcast, what you don't like about our podcast, what you wish we would talk about on our podcast.
But if you're going to say you don't like me, I don't want to hear it.
That is not true. We love you. You guys, be safe.
Yeah, if you don't like me, I love you.
Stay well, be
Just
safe.
don't tell
Teddy,
me.
say goodbye.
Say goodbye. Only to people who like me. If you don't like me, I'm not saying goodbye to you. I'll See you in your nightmares.
Oh my God.
I'm the worst enemy.